Top story that is in focus today. Shares of Kotak Mahindra Bank slumped as much as 3% in trade today. This as the Bombay High Court refused to stay Reserve Bank's December 31st deadline for the bank to trim its promoter shareholding to 20% of paid-up capital. Now, Kotak Mahindra Bank had moved the Bombay High Court against the Reserve Bank's order after their promoter, Uday Kotak, was barred from reducing his promoter stake via the issue of preferential shares. Let's understand what exactly happened in court today and what lies ahead. Yashen, who was in the courtroom, joins in now with the details. Yash, take us through the argument presented by both the cases and what lies ahead now.
Well, clearly that overhang on Kotak Mahindra Bank when it comes to the legal battle against the Reserve Bank of India, that overhang still continues. Essentially, in today's hearing, the Bombay High Court has refused to grant any interim stay or interim relief when it comes to the December 31st deadline by when Uday Kotak, the promoter of Kotak Mahindra Bank, is supposed to reduce his stake in the bank to about 20% from the current 30.2%. Just to put things in context, Kotak Mahindra Bank on December 9th had moved Bombay High Court praying that the Reserve Bank of India should not take any adverse action if it is found non-compliant when it comes to the promoter shareholding norms. But as far as today's order is concerned, of course, one part of it is that the December 31st deadline stays when it comes to compliance with the promoter shareholding norms, which means Uday Kotak will have to reduce its stake in the bank to 20% by December 31st. But a lot of uncertain part from today's order, essentially there is no clarity or comment from the Bombay High Court when it comes to mechanism of, promoter diluting its stake in the bank. Whether Kotak Mahindra Bank's understanding of issuing preference shares to dilute promoter stake is right, or on the contrary, the stand which RBI has taken is that right. So, of course, uncertainty when it comes to the mechanism, and that opens a lot of options for Kotak Mahindra Bank. But on the certain part, December 31st as the deadline stays, which means Kotak Mahindra Bank will have to comply with those promoter shareholding norms by that time, which is December 31st.
Okay, fair enough, Yash. Thanks for breaking that down for us. So Kotak Mahindra Bank was in focus at the back of that. But Vedanta is another stock which was in focus today in what comes as a legal relief for the mining giant. The National Green Tribunal has reversed Tamil Nadu government's order directing the company to shut the Sterlite copper plant in Tuticorin. Remember, Tamil Nadu government had ordered the closure of the plant in May after violent protests over alleged pollution. Speaking to CNBC TV 18 earlier today, Sterlite Copper CEO P. Ramnath told CNBC TV 18 that they are pleased with the NGT decision and expressed confidence that they can restart the smelter in 1 to 2 months.
The NGT judgment has been very, very positive for us. And it has directed the Pollution Control Board to reissue the consent to operate within 3 weeks of the judgment date. And it has also directed the district administration to give us access to the plant, which we've been denied for the past 6 months. Now, once we get the access, it will take us maybe about a month or two to get the plant back into shape, and so that we can do a safe restart.
All right, let's get you an exclusive interview now. In one of the biggest deals across the consumer goods space, Hindustan Unilever has bought GSK India's business for around $3.8 billion. In his first interaction post this deal, HUL CFO Srinivas Pathak told CNBC TV 18 that this deal will take the company's top-line growth in food and refreshments to over a whopping 10,000 crore rupees. When asked about potential overlapping products like Pepsodent and Sensodyne, Pathak said that he doesn't think Sensodyne will take market share from Pepsodent as it plays in a different market segment altogether. Here's a slice of that interview.
Actually quite excited because it's a transformative proposed merger. We get an opportunity to actually play in the largest health food drinks market in the world, and is the fastest growing. So therefore, when you look at the possibilities and the opportunities of what you can do in the category and the brand, we are extremely excited. The second thing it also does for us is that it also gives us a scale in our foods business. When the proposed merger goes through, our foods and refreshments business will be over 10,000 crores, which will also put us at one of the top players in the foods and refreshments segment. So we are absolutely delighted with both aspects, and therefore I think it's really a transformative one from an HUL's point of view.
You've spoken about synergies of 800 to 1,000 basis points. How will you achieve it, and secondly, by when?
So what we've really talked about is that the opportunities are across the value chain. I think first and foremost, if you start looking at it from a supply chain point of view, actually let me wind back. I think the first and foremost way to look at about synergies is it all comes from the strength of an existing HUL business. We are a 35,000 crore business and we are adding 10%. So therefore, the whole infrastructure and what you have, you will leverage. We've called out about 4 or 5 areas. Clearly in the whole space of supply chain, logistics, distribution, warehousing, you will ride on the strength of HUL distribution. That's going to be a big plus. The way you go to market in terms of your distribution and how you're going to take costs out, that's going to be an important one. We spend media, which is media and non-media, which is 7x what GSK does. Therefore, buying scales, the sophistication, the technology that we have is going to really help us unlock costs. And in due course, we will get general and administrative overheads that will also come through. The focus first and foremost is the proposed merger, get the approvals. The second focus is really going to get the integration done. Then we really need to get the growth momentum, and then the savings will come. I'm not going to give you a time frame, but we are very confident of the size of the price. And of course, all our efforts will be in trying to see how much can we realize it earlier on in the business case than later.
4-5 years would be a rough estimate?
So as a medium term would be a good space to start counting them. Most of the synergies coming through would be a good time point to look at.
Okay. You will also be distributing Sensodyne as a part of GSK's portfolio. Will that in any way be competing with Pepsodent? Would you be concerned?
So look, we've done a comprehensive look at why we are doing it. I think to us it's a win-win. I think where it helps HUL is that we get a better understanding of the pharmacy and the chemist channel. That's useful for us. From their perspective, I think we give continuity of distribution in its totality. Sensodyne plays at a very different market segment. Our presence is really with a strong presence with Close-Up and with Pepsodent. We've looked at it in terms of share of what happens in the retailers and the size of the market, the segments we play. In totality, honestly, we are comfortable that we will be able to manage it very well.
It's not going to eat into Pepsodent's share.
We don't believe there is any case to think like that.
And we have a lot of exclusive interviews, so here's another one. Coca-Cola's India president is betting big on homegrown brands such as Thumbs Up and the recently launched Aquarius Glugo Charik. While speaking to CNBC TV 18 Shireen Bhan, he said that the company also plans to develop these brands in India and sell them outside the country. Further, he added that he hopes that India could break into the company's top 5 global markets by 2019. Here's a slice of that interview.
Since we're talking about Thumbs Up, let me try and pull out one of these. This was what really set you, in a sense, back in the groove in India through the Parle partnership when you re-entered in 1993. Has it touched $1 billion?
Yeah, it's hovering close to it. It's been one of the key pillars on which our business was built in India.
Yeah.
Thumbs Up gave us a lot of rock-solid presence in the marketplace, while we built other brands as well.
Yeah.
So it is definitely going to be the first.
Which has been unique to the strategy in India, right? Where you actually marketed a competitor, Thumbs Up, and at the same time sold Coke as well.
Basically, we strongly believe that we need to have a local homegrown portfolio along with our global brands, because it always gives us more solidity in the marketplace. And which is a strategy we continue even today, because we've developed quite a bit of our activity around acquired brands. The case in point is Maaza.
Yeah.
If you look at it, it is an indulgent mango drink, as everyone in India knows. But this year we launched something at 10 rupees.
Okay, this is the 10 rupee
for people who cannot afford to pay 25 or 30 rupees.
Okay.
And this has been again some development around a homegrown brand.
Okay.
Similarly, in Thumbs Up, we launched Thumbs Up Charged, which is actually a slightly more evolved product from Thumbs Up, which is for the more affluent people. So we have been constantly working around the homegrown brand.
You know, just before I finish the conversation on Thumbs Up, you've had that $1 billion aspiration for it for a while now. So do you believe that 2019 is going to be the year? Or?
I think we are reasonably confident we would be getting to our aspiration in 19.
And what about taking India into the top 5 markets? You were number 6 when I spoke with your global CEO in April this year. Have you managed to break into the top 5?
See, we are very close to it. So, you know, the year is not over. And then...
so could 2018 be the year?
If not 2019, for sure.
For sure. Okay. What about, you know, products that have been tested here in India that might do well in other similar kinds of markets? Make in India for the world, is that experiment on the way in the startup?
Correct. That's the fourth pillar which I was going to come to at the end. Because we believe we are doing a lot of work which can be taken outside India. For instance, GlucoCharge is something which we will take into the other South Asian countries for sure in 2019. Because it really goes to any place where people look for an affordable product which is delicious and good. Similarly, we have taken Thumbs Up out of India now. So we will look at some of our homegrown brands like Thumbs Up, Limca to be taken out. And some of these products which we are formulating now here for India are also going to be great opportunities for us outside India.
How soon can we expect to see this Make in India for the world take off?
No, it started. We've now moved Thumbs Up charge outside the country. As we speak, we are working on taking Aquarius Gluco charge outside the country. We are looking at Minute Maid smoothies going outside the country. So we are looking at quite a few being taken out of outside India.
Well, we'll get you more slices of that conversation through the day, but time for the market action, where markets started the week on a strong note. Indices rallied more than 0.75%, while the rally in mid-cap slowed down a little bit. Nifty hit the 10,900 mark intraday, but ended just shy of that level, led by gains of over 80 points. Sensex reclaimed the 36,000 mark, as you can see on your screens, ending with gains of more than 300 points. Bank Nifty reclaimed the 27,000 mark, led by gains of 0.7%. Mid-cap saw subdued gains of about 0.2% after its big outperformance that we saw last week. Prashant Nair is here with a wrap of today's market action. Prashant, take it away.
Absolutely great start to the week this Monday. And from the lows of last week, the Nifty is now up something like close to 5%. So that is not to be scoffed at. You can attribute all kinds of reasons, and I'll get to that in a bit, but let's look at what really happened as far as the close is concerned. 0.75% gain on the Nifty. At one point, we were actually higher than that. By close, there was about a 15-20 odd point give back, which actually did happen. What was the pocket of strength? So metals, energy and PSU names, these were sectors which actually topped the list as far as gains are concerned. The Nifty gainers, well, the big concentration in Tata Motors, which is actually about 20 rupees from the recent lows. Power Grid, HDFC Limited, Coal India, Hindalco and JSW Steel. There were some losers as well. Kotak Bank was hit by news flow. There was Infosys and Bharti, which were also lower. As I said, the PSU pack was really on fire. So BEML, Balmer Lorry, Dredging Corp, I could go on, STC India, MMTC. I mean, all these stocks did really well. No particular news flow, but maybe speculation that the government is going to focus on buybacks, dividends and that kind of thing. Kept the stocks actually doing very well. Broader gains, Bandhan Bank did very well. Ircon, Rights India. There was Surya Roshni, which was up 10% plus. Kaya has come up quite nicely today. I mean, it fell from 12, it actually literally halved from the highs of 1200. It's back up to more respectable levels. Bombay Dyeing, Nilkamal, SBI Life, ICICI Pru. I mean, there were more than enough stocks in the broader space which supported this up move. I mean, it could be a bunch of things. December usually is a positive month. I mean, you can go back the last 2 decades. Add to the fact that most of the sort of risk news events are behind us. And over the next 10, 15 odd days, as we wrap out this year, liquidity conditions are likely to remain thin. So any moves because of low liquidities do seem pretty exaggerated. So keep those things in mind when you look at the market and what it is doing. I think fingers crossed for global markets as we return tomorrow morning. Kritika.
Let's take a look at the political headlines. Ashok Gehlot has been sworn in as the 14th Chief Minister of Rajasthan along with Sachin Pilot, who will be his deputy. Now, Congress President Rahul Gandhi was present at the swearing-in ceremony. Other key political figures present were former Prime Ministers Manmohan Singh and H.D. Deve Gowda, Andhra Pradesh Chief Minister N. Chandrababu Naidu, Karnataka Chief Minister H.D. Kumaraswamy. Former Rajasthan CM Vasundhara Raje also attended the oath-taking ceremony. She congratulated both Gehlot and Pilot on Twitter and wished them the very best. From Rajasthan to Madhya Pradesh, Congress leader Kamal Nath has also been sworn in as the 18th Chief Minister of Madhya Pradesh. The ceremony was attended by a galaxy of key opposition leaders like DMK Chief M.K. Stalin, Andhra Chief Minister Chandrababu Naidu and former JDU leader Sharad Yadav, to name a few. Former Chief Minister Shivraj Singh Chauhan was also present at the oath-taking ceremony. Notable absentees were West Bengal Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee and BSP Chief Mayawati. Well, the big court story of the day, the Delhi High Court has convicted Congress leader Sajjan Kumar in a case relating to the 1984 anti-Sikh riots. Reversing a 2013 order by a CBI special court, the Delhi High Court awarded a life sentence to Sajjan Kumar and made it clear that he will spend the rest of his life in prison. This case related to the murder of 5 members of a Sikh family after the assassination of the then Prime Minister Indira Gandhi. Reading the judgment in a teary-eyed courtroom, Justice Muralidhar and Vinod Goyal said The criminals responsible for the mass crimes have enjoyed political patronage and managed to evade prosecution and punishment. Bringing such criminals to justice poses a serious threat to our legal system. Decades pass by before they can be made answerable. The BJP was quick to latch on to the verdict and accuse Kamal Nath of involvement in the riots on the day he took oath as the Chief Minister of Madhya Pradesh. Couple of eyewitness accounts claim that Kamal Nath was present at a Gurudwara in Delhi orchestrating the riots, but the Nanavati Commission, which was formed to probe the riots, had cleared Kamal Nath.
जो कमिटीज किसी कांग्रेस लीडर के नज़दीक पहुंचती थी तो उसको वाइंड अप कर देते थे। जिस जज साहब ने कमीशन में रिपोर्ट दी उनको राज्यसभा का सदस्य बना दिया रिटायरमेंट के बाद। तो यहाँ तक अन्याय हुआ। तो मुझे लगता है कि किसी भी ऐसे राइट का दोषियों को सज़ा मिले, ट्रायल्स हों, फेयर ट्रायल्स हों, उसके साथ क्लोजर होना चाहिए ताकि विक्टिम्स को लगे कि हमारे साथ कहीं ना कहीं तो न्याय हुआ है।
Where one accused is being sworn in as Chief Minister, the other accused is being given life sentence by the courts. This is the extent of the political patronage of the Gandhi family. Today, not only against Kamal Nath, not only against Jagdish Titler and not only against Sajjan Kumar, there are 186 cases which have been reopened in the SIT. And I am confident and I am thankful to Prime Minister Modi who constituted this SIT. I am grateful to the High Court who has given such a landmark judgment, which today gives us hope that yes, it's Sajjan Kumar today, it will be Jagdish Titler tomorrow, it will be Kamal Nath after that, and eventually it will be the Gandhi family who will be answerable. And I demand that action be taken against Sonia Gandhi, who must have been compliance in all that Rajiv Gandhi was planning and perpetrating when he says, when a big tree falls, the earth will shake.
All right, from one controversy to another, the controversy over Supreme Court's verdict on the Rafale case led to a ruckus in Parliament, with both houses getting adjourned. Congress MP Sunil Jakhar has moved a privilege motion against the Prime Minister in the Lok Sabha, accusing him and the government of misleading the Supreme Court. Now, this comes after the centre approached the government seeking a correction in its judgment. The verdict said a report by a Comptroller and Auditor General has been examined by the Public Accounts Committee. Government said that this statement was erroneous, which may have crept in due to misinterpretation of a couple of sentences in an affidavit submitted by the government to the court in a sealed cover. The CAG report on Rafale deal is yet to be examined by the Public Accounts Committee. Meanwhile, BJP MP Anurag Thakur has also moved a privilege motion against Rahul Gandhi, accusing him of spreading lies.
इस सरकार ने सुप्रीम कोर्ट को एफिडेविट दिया राफेल फाइटर जेट की कीमत के बारे में, और उनको बताया गया कि ये प्राइसिंग वगैरह सब कुछ डिस्कस हुआ है सीएजी में, और सीएजी ने डिस्कशन के बाद अपनी रिपोर्ट पब्लिक अकाउंट्स कमेटी को दी है। पब्लिक अकाउंट्स कमेटी में इस पर चर्चा हुई है और फिर पब्लिक अकाउंट्स कमेटी के बाद इसको पार्लियामेंट के सदन में रखा गया है, और सदन में रखने के बाद ये पब्लिक डोमेन का एक हिस्सा बन गया। जेपीसी ही अब एक ही रास्ता है जो इस चोरी को पकड़ सकती है।
Here the government has made a correct representation to the court about one fact: what is the stage of the CAG? Is it pending before the CAG, or has CAG given a report and it's pending before the PAC? On that there is an ambiguity which has arisen. The government has already moved a clarification. In any case, the principal issues were the need for the weapon. The court has said yes. The process, it has been fair. The offset choice, which was Congress party and Rahul Gandhi's main issue, the court has said that it is to be done by Dassault. The government of India has nothing to do with it. Pricing has been given to them in a sealed cover, and the government has said our price is certainly a commercially better deal. The court doesn't say otherwise. To each one of these issues, at what stage is the CAG audit pending? Has the report been given, or is it still being considered? Is only incidental narration of fact. It doesn't go to the core of the four issues which were involved. Well,
time for a special story. 2018 was the year that saw a big turmoil in the banking sector, with top three heads of leading banks quitting from their position. We are yet to see what next year holds for the sector. Ritu Singh reports on the leadership upheaval and the road ahead.
There is a crisis of leadership emerging at India's top privately held banks, with the chief executives of 3 large banks being forced to exit prematurely. While Chanda Kochar resigned from the post of MD and CEO of ICICI Bank in October, Shikha Sharma is leaving Axis Bank in December, and Rana Kapoor will be leaving Yes Bank by the end of January next year. The most recent casualty has been Rana Kapoor, the co-founder and CEO of India's 4th largest private sector lender, Yes Bank. Sources with knowledge of the matter told CNBC TV 18 that Kapoor was forced to exit the bank he co-founded because of RBI's concerns over governance, accounting practices and underreporting of bad loans. Since then, concerns relating to corporate governance following multiple board-level resignations and potential conflict of interest due to Rana Kapoor's family companies investing in other lending institutions have also plagued Yes Bank, with several rating agencies downgrading the stock. Kapoor's successor is due to be named very soon. Chanda Kochar, one of the first women to head a bank in India, shattered many glass ceilings along her meteoric rise at the country's largest private bank. 56-year-old Kochar, who rose to occupy the corner office at ICICI Bank in 2009, led the bank for almost a decade before allegations of conflict of interest, lack of disclosures, and quid pro quo while dealing with loans to Videocon Group consumed her otherwise spotless career. In the face of these allegations, Kochar chose to quit from the bank in October. The bank has already named Sandeep Bakshi, a long-time veteran of the ICICI Group, as its chief executive officer for a period of 3 years. Another ICICI Bank prodigy, Shikha Sharma, will be leaving Axis Bank by the end of this year. Sharma paid the price of aggressive growth strategy that she adopted during her tenure and faced the worst when the infrastructure lending boom cycle turned. The bank was left with a large pile of bad loans, much like its peers. But just like Yes Bank, it also reported a large divergence, raising questions on underreporting. To add to the pressure, the bank came under fire during demonetization for allegations of money laundering activities through some of its branches. The bank has now appointed HDFC Life's Amitabh Chaudhary to succeed Sharma when her term ends.
The message is loud and clear. The regulator has decided to get tough, and the cleanup at the Indian banks will continue even with casualties along the way. Now, with the face of the Indian banking changing, the new leadership will have to operate in an equally tough, if not tougher, environment. In Mumbai, Ritu Singh.
Alright, here's another special. I ever wondered what it would be like to book a suite that costs 12 lakh rupees a night as the Taj Mahal Mumbai completes 150 years. CNBC TV 18's Priya Sheth takes us through some of its ultra-luxurious suites. Take a look.
The iconic Taj Mahal Palace Hotel completes 115 years. Over the last few decades, it has played host to several prominent Indian as well as international business, government as well as entertainment personalities. We've decided to check out the hotel's ultra-luxurious suites. Let's go check it out. Well, topping the list is the Tata Suite, which is also the presidential suite. Spread across 5,000 square feet, this suite has about 16 chambers, and I'm going to go and try and identify what each room is made up of. But of course, I need to first find my way through all of this maze. These 16 chambers include a meeting room, a private dining area, a personal butler as well as a personal chef. But what's the most interesting part of this room is the spa that's right behind me, where guests also have their own private sauna out here. Now, alongside this private spa is the private gym, which is of course overlooking the sea. So if you want to sweat it out, you do have the sea in the background as well. So there is a master bedroom that I'm taking you to right now, and there's a children's bedroom on the other side of the suite. The good thing about the master bedroom is that it's facing the sea. So in the morning, if you're up early, you can actually witness the Gateway of India and the sea in all its splendor. And I'm going to try doing that right now. Let me tell you a fun fact. Then US President Barack Obama, Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau, celebrities like Madonna and Tom Cruise have all stayed in this very suite. So if you have about 12 lakhs to spare per night, of course, do take a taste of ultra luxury at this very Tata suite. The next suite that we're checking into is the Ravi Shankar suite that gets its name from musician Pandit Ravi Shankar, who actually taught the sitar to the George Harrison of the Beatles. In fact, this is the original sitar that has been preserved here in this suite. Now, this is a 1100 square feet suite. In fact, it's a duplex. So I'm going to go and check out the top level as well. Interestingly, everything in this suite, right from the carpets to the furniture to the upholstery, everything is in shades of brown, which is the color of the sitar. In fact, several prominent personalities, the likes of Oprah Winfrey, Anushka Shankar, and several other Bollywood celebrities have made their way to this suite. But what's the coolest thing about this suite? It's this private jacuzzi that is also my favorite part in this suite. So if you have anywhere between 5 to 6 lakh rupees to spare, this suite is the perfect match for you.
Well, I definitely don't have 12 or 5 to 6 lakh rupees to spare for sure. But yes, that is something that you can go take a look at the Taj Mahal Palace, Mumbai. But with that, completely out of time.